David Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. Okay, I think we've calmed down a little bit here, and I think now we are going to have a better perspective of what the New York Giants will look like the rest of the season. And we're going to take a brief look at when we think they may actually win a game and what we can do to help progress this. But let's just get into the facts that, and we've said this a million times before, we are not a good team. We're bad. There's literally no way around it. We are a bad football team. In some regards, we are poorly coached. In some regards, we have poor discipline. And it's just not looking like we're putting the pieces together. Now, people will say, well, we had a good showing against the Cowboys. The Cowboys are not a good team. The Cowboys had a good offense until Dak Prescott wrecked his ankle. They have no defense. I've said this a million times. I think 7-9 can win the NFC least. Plain and simple. So to people to get fired up, well, we dropped 30-something on the Cowboys. They have everyone drops 30 or 40 on the Cowboys. It's not a big feat. And honestly, out of some chicanery, we probably wouldn't have, wasn't for some chicanery, we probably wouldn't have scored the amount of points that we did. And I'm not saying that to be rude. I'm just saying that to be honest. I mean, we took a 14-point, we had 14-point lead on this team. You know, we were down, then we were all of a sudden down 24-20. If it wasn't for Prescott screwing up his ankle, we probably would have lost this game 47-something. Plain and simple. I mean, that's just the way it is. And then people are going to be like, well, Kyler Freckwell, he's played so well. Kyler couldn't cover the quarterback out of the backfield. And I've said this before, he can rush the passer, but he is a defensive liability at times, and you can't sit there and go, well, his play on the touchdown. No, honestly, if you take a look at it, if Elliott didn't bobble that, Elliott would have caught the ball. It wasn't even, the good thing about that play for Kyler was he was still like 6-7 yards off the ball, so when it popped up, he was far enough down the field to get the ball, which means he was in lousy coverage. Look, we just need to be honest. That's all. The defense, I've said it a million times, can probably be a top 15 defense. But again, we had spurts of inconsistency. And then we let the Red Rifle, rip us apart at the end. I mean, that's not the way that we should be playing Giant football. It's just not the way. I mean, we had good moments. We had bad moments. We've had, but I'm not going to sit there and have people say, well, we've shown, I always love when people go, we've shown improvement. How the hell have you shown improvement? We've given up 26, 36, and 37 points out of 5 games. That's not improvement. That's the opposite. We had moments that we were so not disciplined that it falls on the coaching staff. And I said it before, Gates' illegal block and holding penalty were killers. And the Cowboys just put a blueprint in for the rest of the league. You want to get to Daniel Jones, and I've said this before, rush him up the middle. Put the rush right over the center and run it right up the middle of the gut. Right in Jones's face. You put the rush in Jones's face and almost like he panics. And that's going to be the blueprint. Watch next week with Washington. That is going to be the blueprint. And then you have the Colbert stupid penalty leading with his head. That was a penalty. I mean, and then you have the penalty on Cam Fleming and CJ Board. The Cam Fleming penalty was a penalty. You have to be set. That's a rule. And like I said, CJ Board ran a pick. That's he did. He got caught. It happens. But my question is, when do we think we can put it together to win a game? Now I'm looking at the schedule. I had us, when I did my bold prediction show, I had us beating Dallas. And we were going to be 1-4. And then we were going to kind of start a mini run. I had us in the next 3 games winning against Washington, Philadelphia, and even beating Tampa. So that was going to put us at 4-4. Looking at those games now, we have Washington at home. Normally, I'd pencil that in as a win. But honestly, with their defense, I might have to call that a loss. Then we go on the road to Philadelphia. That could be another loss. Then we have Tampa. That's definitely a loss. Then we got Washington again. You would hope that's a win, but it's in Washington. We potentially could lose the next 5 games and be 0-10 going into the bye week. Now, I think that if we are going to win a game and get off the snide, I think it's going to have to be this weekend coming up against Washington on the 18th. You know, they have Alex Smith as their quarterback right now, unless Dwayne Haskins all of a sudden comes back on. But they're probably going to start Alex Smith. Their defense is good, has a good pass rush, and with our offensive line, you know, that's going to be an issue. But they have similar offensive woes than like we do. They really have one good wide receiver, and they have some running backs. But like I said, the defense is what's going to be different. And I really thought we were going to win. Now, yes, I did a video saying that we were going to lose against the Cowboys. Yes, I did. But I really kind of thought, and again, I had my fan hat on. I really kind of thought with how poorly Dallas's defense was, that my bold prediction show a couple months back for the start of the season, that we could still squeak out this game. And it almost came to fruition. But right now, in the next 5 games, I could potentially see us go 1-9 or 0-10. And then it doesn't even get any easier because Cincinnati, Burrows is playing well. You got Seattle, Arizona, Cleveland, Baltimore, Dallas. Yikes. We better, in week 6 to 10, we better win something. And I love it because people be like, well, you know, we could have won this game. We could have been in the division race. Yeah, I said it before. I think 8-8, 7-9 can win this division. So I think Philadelphia is going to take a step back, even though Philadelphia played better offensively against Pittsburgh, even though their defense sucked. Dallas, I always thought the defense was horrid. I thought the offense would be fine. I thought the defense was going to be terrible. And I didn't think much of Washington. But honestly, I think in some ways Washington is a better team than us. I had a subscriber say it best when he said we should not take solace that we are better than the Jets. I was like, wow. See, that's where this season has gone, that we are better than the Jets. That's not good. Now, yes, I initially thought we were going to go 9-7, then I changed it to 8-8, then I changed it to 7-9, then I moved it down to 6-10 before the season started. I'm going to move it down again. I'm saying we're going to be 2-14. I can't tell you if Daniel Jones is the quarterback of the future of this team. I can't tell you that. Because I don't know, and you don't know. Nobody knows. But from what I'm seeing now, he's still locking onto his primary target. You can see it. Watch the game. When he snaps the ball, he automatically goes to almost every play where he's going to throw the ball to. Thank God Dallas has a bad defense. I mean, we have to thank goodness for that. But that's what he does. And he's regressed. He has steadily regressed every week. And the fumbling just got to stop. And someone was like, well, are you blaming Andrew Thomas? Or are you blaming Daniel Jones? Because that was Andrew Thomas's fault for getting beat. Go back to 2005, 2006, and watch Eli Manning. Eli Manning had some of the best pocket awareness and pocket presence. People only remember Eli the last 3-4 years. They don't remember Eli early in his career. Eli used to have this innate ability to go down like he was shot before the guy would get him from the blind side. I mean, he would just duck or just go straight to the ground. Daniel Jones doesn't do that. Daniel Jones does not sense the pressure. Now, I've always said that's something that can't be taught. And that is actually worrisome. That is something that, oh no, we got the thing coming in the music right now. Oh, I should have probably cut out early here, but you know what? My computer's all screwed up today. You know what, guys? It's been such a bad season so far. I really had hopes that we were going to win today. I really did, or yesterday. I really did. I had this thought and feeling, and you know what's funny? When the Giants had the ball at the last drive, and we only had one timeout, I was like, oh man, we screwed ourselves up by using that timeout on defense and then using that other timeout. I was like, oh my God. And then as soon as they punted, I told my wife we are losing this game. I said, they're going to drive down. I don't care if they're driving down 60, 70 yards. They're going to drive down and kick a winning field goal. Because you could see the air come out of the team almost after that last offensive drive. I'm not saying that Joe Judge is a poor coach. I'm not saying Jason Garrett is a bad coach because he just dropped 30-something points on his former team. I'm saying that we have issues, and our issues are compounded with the fact that when we play a really good team, we seem to hold it up together a little bit better at times. When we play a bad team that we should possibly have beaten, or potentially, we could have, we probably should have beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys their defense is just atrocious. I mean, I thought our offense is bad, but damn, that Cowboy defense is bad in person. I haven't watched a lot of Cowboy games. I've only seen bits and spurts. But damn, that defense is bad. And I'm not talking like a little bit bad. I'm talking like bad. But we need to win next week. Plain and simple. Because anytime else if we don't win, we're going 0-10. And then we're going to have to figure out the last weeks of the season. And the last week of the season, the schedule is not easy. Someone wrote to me, could we possibly go 0-16? And I think our defense will squeak out a win for us. But you never know. I think maybe 2-14 is probably what we're going to top out at. I would find it interesting because if you go 2-14 and they replace general managers, do they keep Joe Judge? Because, most general managers like to bring in their own coach. But you know what? That's way down the road. We're not going to worry about that. And again, this is Tim with Online Big Blue, bringing you the best in New York Giants sports talk and entertainment. And as always, if you could if you could subscribe, if you could ring that bell, you know what that means. That'd be awesome.